It is Minneapolis. We're watching it.
Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation. Keep watching. Keep watching.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? You know, ever since Floyd Mayweather retired, a lot of boxing fans and media members, they have been scrambling to crown a new fighter as the pound-for-pound king. Now, professional boxers and trainers, at least 95% of them, they will all tell you that Andre Ward is pound-for-pound the best fighter in the world because of his resume and because of the fact that, like Floyd Mayweather, like Guillermo Rigondeaux, you can't really see anybody beating him. And that includes Kovalev and that includes Gennady Golovkin. To suggest you can't have Ward at the top because he's inactive sounds ridiculous. That sounds like a case of quality versus quantity. We all know that Floyd Mayweather, he only fought twice a year. Manny Pacquiao, he fought twice a year. Sergio Martinez eventually became very inactive and they kept him at the top of the pound-for-pound list. There is no way you could tell me with a straight face that if Golovkin would have decided to fight Andre Ward when Andre Ward was recently calling him out, and let's say Golovkin, he would have knocked out Andre Ward. Let's say they fought in 2016 and Golovkin, he knocks out Andre Ward. Before Andre Ward, decided Golovkin is not going to fight him, so now he's going to move up to 175 and try to fight against Kovalev. Before that, if Golovkin would have took the fight and he would have fought and knocked out Ward in 2016, and then after he knocks him out, he says, you know what, I'm going to take a vacation. I'm not going to fight till 2017. There is no way fans would sit here and say there's no way that Golovkin can be pound for pound the best fighter in the world because he's too inactive. He only fought one time this year. You wouldn't say that. You know what you guys would say? You would say he beat Andre Ward. He beat the pound for pound fighter that everyone was calling the best. Right? That's what these type of fans will say. So let's cut it out with these double standards. So let's talk about a possible fight in the future between Terence Crawford and Victor Postol and tie this all in with being pound for pound the best, if not top 3, one of the best fighters in the world. I always compare boxing to football, or at least I use the football analogy. When it comes to proving that you're the best fighter in the world, you have to go through the proper channels, right? That means you go through the season, you go through the playoffs, and then you go to the Super Bowl and you win the Super Bowl. Then there is no disputing that you are the best in the league, right? When it comes to Victor Postol knocking out Lucas Matisse. Before that, he knocked out Aidin. You have Terence Crawford, who is already considered the uncrowned future of boxing, next to fighters like Errol Spence, of course. But the fact that Terence Crawford, he knocked out the undefeated Gamboa. Then he went to the UK and dominated Ricky Burns. Then he destroyed Ray Beltran. Now you have 2 fighters in the same division that have basically went through the season, the playoffs, and now Postol versus Crawford is the Super Bowl in the 140-pound division. The 2 best fighters in the division going into a fight where they are evenly matched, both undefeated, right? This is how a fighter emerges onto that pound for pound list. You have to have a dance partner, and it has to be a significant dance partner. It has to be a dance partner that once again advanced through the playoffs. Okay? We all know that Muhammad Ali, he wouldn't be Muhammad Ali without opponents like Joe Frazier and Sonny Liston, George Foreman. Sugar Ray Leonard, he wouldn't be Sugar Ray Leonard without opponents like Hearns, Duran, etc. Floyd Mayweather wouldn't be Floyd Mayweather, or the Floyd Mayweather that he is now, without beating the Manny Pacquiaos, the Diego Corrales, Cottos, Canelos, etc., etc. You have to have that opponent that has advanced and made it through the playoffs. Okay? Gennady Golovkin has the potential to be pound for pound the best fighter in the world. But in order for him to do that, he has to do two things. One or the other. He has to either beat a Victor Postol, Terrence Crawford type of opponent in his own division, and that may not propel him to number one. That may at least put him at number 2 or number 3, right? At the worst case scenario. He needs to either find an opponent like that, or he needs to beat an opponent that is already on the pound for pound list. Okay? Now we already know that Gennady Golovkin, they were offered the Andre Ward fight. They turned it down. So now Andre Ward is talking about moving up. We already know that they wanted to move down like 2 divisions and possibly fight against Floyd Mayweather. That didn't happen. So if you're not going to beat one of the fighters on the pound for pound list, you need to beat an opponent who is on your level. And once again, Terrence Crawford versus Victor Postol. As talented as Terrence Crawford is, and of course he will most likely be the favorite in a fight like that because of his skill set, that's still the type of fight that propels the winner to new heights. Gennady Golovkin versus David Lemieux, that's an exciting fight. That will be a fun fight. I can't wait to watch it as a boxing fan. But it's not the type of fight that catapults you into top 3 contention when it comes to the pound for pound list. Roman Gonzalez, excellent fighter, extremely talented fighter. Getting a lot of knockouts, just like Gennady Golovkin. Beating champions, but he's not beating pound for pound fighters. He's not beating guys on the top 10, right? He's not beating other undefeated fighters that we're also praising, right? Think about that for a second. When it came to Floyd Mayweather versus Diego Corrales, for example, these were 2 fighters that we as boxing fans were all praising. We were able to watch the progression of both fighters. When Mayweather fought Diego Corrales, did you guys know that both fighters were in or on the pound for pound list? In fact, Diego Corrales, he was rated higher than Floyd Mayweather. And he might have even been the favorite to beat Floyd Mayweather. These are the type of matchups you have to be considered top 3, number 1, the best fighter in the world pound for pound, right? Roman Gonzalez, he doesn't have another Roman Gonzalez that's in his division, right? We're not like watching this other guy in Roman Gonzalez's division and saying, oh man, this guy right here is probably better than Roman. I can't wait till they match up. I can't wait till they fight. That's going to be a huge fight. Right? That's the kind of conversation we're having when it comes to Terrence Crawford versus Victor Postol. Right? Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hearns. I can't wait till they match up. I can't wait till they face off. and fight each other. There's no one in Roman Gonzalez's division where you'll say, man, I can't wait till Roman Gonzalez and so-and-so meets up. Man, that's going to be a huge fight. And the winner of that fight is going to be the best, blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. That's how you move up in the rankings. That's how you become, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world. Unfortunately for Roman Gonzalez, he doesn't have that opponent to help catapult his career. Now, you can put Roman on the top 10, right? You could say he's somewhere on that list, but there's no way you could put him above the winner of Terrence Crawford versus Victor Postol. You can't do it. Not only does Terrence Crawford have a potential fight against Victor Postol, but he also may get to fight Manny Pacquiao. And this is once again what I'm telling you guys. You have to have these type of opponents to be crowned the best fighter in the world. Guillermo Rigondeaux is on that list because he beat another fighter that was on that pound for pound list in the top 3 at the time, which was Nonito Donaire, right? Andre Ward beat a couple of fighters that was on that list, including Carl Froch and Chad Dawson. Floyd Mayweather, he beat multiple fighters that was on the top 10 pound for pound list at the time that Floyd Mayweather beat him. This is the reason why in other sports you have playoffs, you have tournaments, because the fans, they know that when they watch that tournament, when they watch the playoffs, when they watch the finals, they know that both teams, they earned the right to be there. So with that being said, I believe, once again, Crawford versus Postol is somewhat of a super fight in the 140-pound division. Of course, when I say super fight, I don't mean financially a super fight. I mean a very significant fight that will once again catapult the winner into pound for pound contention, at least top 3. And then on top of that, you also have a possible fight between Crawford and Pacquiao. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if Bob Arum is thinking about putting Pacquiao in the ring against Victor Postol. I mean, anything is possible, right? I know it kind of messed up their plans. I know there was a lot of talk of Pacquiao fighting against Batiste next. I don't know if that's going to happen now. But then again, Manny Pacquiao, he has been known for fighting a lot of fighters coming off of defeats, coming off of losses. So I guess it's still possible that Manny Pacquiao can still fight Batiste next. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got for now. I'm on to the next one.